Hello crafters, this is Gareth from G's Creations. In this video I will be doing one of my design team projects for Fernli Designs. I'll be creating and building one of the boxes that they sell. A link to all the products used in this video will be listed in the description box below. I've already done the lid, so I'm going to do the actual box itself with you, just to show you how easy and simple the items are to put together. Once you've figured out how it all goes together, it really is. It's just like a jigsaw puzzle. Just like a big jigsaw puzzle. So what I tend to do is I have a play around with it and see how I think it goes together. Okay, fairly easy. Now I have used a number of different glues to put the Fernli Designs MDF pieces together. I've used PVA glue, I've used Elmer's tacky glue, I've used what's the other glue I used? Like a Pritt stick type of glue, which was liquid rather than the stick, but it didn't work very good, so I wouldn't recommend that. But I've been using the art glitter glue to put these things together, and this works really well. And you simply put glue in all the crevices. Obviously this will depend on the item that you have, because not all of Fernli Designs pieces needs to be fixed. And you get your piece and you put it on, as simple as that. So I'm going to build this and then I will come back to you. One of the reasons I've started using the art glitter glue is because of the fine tip. You don't get glue everywhere. With the PVA glue it comes in a large bottle and it can be quite messy. With this it's very neat and precise. And because these wooden pieces are made so exquisitely well, you don't want to ruin them with globs of glue everywhere. So that's the box, and with the art glitter glue I tend to go on the inside and then put a bead of glue running up and in between each seam. I just like to, sorry if my head got in the camera there, I'd like to reinforce the glue work. Not that it ever needs it, but it's just for just something that I like to do. So that's the body of the box, and that's the lid of the box. Now it's entirely up to you whether you gesso your pieces before you glue them together. Unless I know exactly what I'm doing, it's very rare that I gesso a piece before I glue it back together, because sometimes the creativity changes. So I'd rather get it put together and then gesso it if it needs it. So what I'm going to do is show you another box that I've done. Now this particular box comes with two size lids. This lid, which is the smaller lid. This has only got about an inch, just under an inch, or just, oh gosh, I'm trying to do centimeters, or just over 2 centimeters. That's that one. And then the previous one that I've done, which is this one here, this is one of the boxes that I've already created. This is with the deeper lid. And this deeper lid is about 4 centimeters or 1.5 inches, and I used one of the keyhole embellishments that Fernli Designs sell. I used the 3 assorted size bottles that you can alter. I use those, and on this side I have the faux handle. which I covered in twine, and it comes in two pieces. You get the base and then you get the faux handle, which I used that also. I've also used one of their Halloween or spellbook skull embellishments, which I just gessoed very lightly and gave it some distress, and all the metal embellishments. You got like keys and the feet and all different. You got like the distress paper. You got the inking and the embossing on the lid. Really had great fun doing this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to now do this one with you via a process video. So what I'll do is I'll just work on this in this video, and then I'll just play music over the top. So I will see you again in the end. Okay, I've got the lid and the box gessoed. Now, it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be a perfect coverage. It just gives things a key to grab onto. The gesso I used was this one here, and it's the Graduate Gesso Primer White, and it's by Dalla Rowney or Roni. Now, as I've done a quite a kind of steampunk Halloween gothic kind of feel to this box, I'm going to do kind of a nautical summer feel to this one. Now, I've gessoed this as I said previously, and I'm going to be spraying it using some Lindy's sprays. Now, I've got different blues that I'm going to use, and some distress spray from Tim Holtz, and I've got some sprays that I've made myself, which I'm going to be using. So I'm going to spray this with you on camera, and then I'm going to cut away and do the box. So I shall do this with you now. So I'm just going to, I always put this, if you're wondering what this tray is, whenever I'm painting or using sprays, I always like to put something down. I haven't just had the inside, as you can see. I always like to put something down so it doesn't ruin my craft mat too much. So now the Lindy Stunt Gang spray, and this is Starburst, and it's Azure Sea Stairs. You can get these from most craft stores. So I'm just spraying all over. This is a yellow one that I made. Let's do some on this side as well for consistency. And let's use some of this dark blue. Now this one is Tibetan Poppy Teal, and it's a Starburst also. Let that dry and then come back to you with both pieces sprayed. Okay, excuse my hands, they're an awful mess. I brought the ship's log kit, like I brought the spellbook kit, which I used on this one. I used some of the items from the spellbook kit on this one, so I'm going to use some of the ship's log on the one I'm doing with you now, but I'm going to emboss some of the pieces. Now I want to emboss the anchor, so I'm going to show you what I do with this anchor, and then I shall cut away and do the rest off camera. So get myself, I always keep these plastic sheets which we get cards in, because I think they're really good for when you're embossing. So I'm using the WOW powder, embossing powder. It's the metallic brass. I think most of you know by now that that's one of my favourites. So I'm just going to cover this anchor in this embossing powder. Tap off the excess. Put that to one side and then put this excess back into the pot. I'm now going to use my heat tool and emboss this, so bear with me 1 second. And the beauty about embossing is that you still retain all the beautiful details on the Fernli Design MDF pieces. Oh, I didn't quite get the top. Okay, so I'm going to do that with the other ones and I'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm back. Right, the box has been sprayed, as you can see. And I've used the embossing powder to do the some of the wooden embellishments. I've done a pale blue and the copper brown. So now I'm just going to play around with placement, and I'll do that on a fast forward process video. Okay, so there we have it. Two very, very differently designed boxes. You have the summer kind of nautical themed one with the embossed woodwork on all four sides and the spraying over the gesso. I need to move you over slightly. So we have that one, ship's logbox, and then we have the darker one using paper piecing, painted, stenciling, and all that kind of, and they're very, very different. Two very different boxes, but I love both of them, and I love the boxes that Fernli Designs sell. And actually, I will rave on about Fernli Designs till the cows come home because I love their products. I absolutely love their products. So these are sold individually, these bottles. I'll put a link to all the things that I used on this box and on this box in the description box below, and I will see you next Tuesday with another Fernli Design guest design piece. So thank you for watching, and I will see you again soon. Take care now. Bye bye.